Hello student, this is Shiprakash and today you will study here 5th lesson of your supplementary book, that is Moment, and the name of the lesson is The Happy Prince. It is written by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was an Irish writer in 19th century. In this story of The Happy Prince, he has told here about a happy prince who always lived happily in his life, and after that his statue was made and it was established in the middle of the city, and so high that he could see all the city from there. And after his life he could see the miseries, the sufferings of the people, which he never saw in his life. That is how he became very unhappy after his life, when he became a statue. One day a swallow came and sat between the feet of the happy prince statue. He thought that it would be the best shelter in the city because it was made up of fine gold. The swallow was going to Egypt with all other birds because there it was about to become very freezing cold. When it was night and the swallow was about to sleep, a big drop of water fell on his head. He wondered that it was a clear sky, still he got drenched in that drop of water. So, however, he ignored that drop of water and again tried to sleep. But again, a large drop of water fell on his head. He wondered, it was a clear sky and there is no patch of cloud. So from where the water came? When he was thinking so, again a drop fell on his head. Then only he understood that the statue was weeping. He asked the statue why he was crying. So he told that in his life he was very happy and he never saw what the unhappiness or what the suffering it was. But since the time he was situated there in the middle of the city and in the height of the place, he saw the sufferings of the people and became unhappy, and thus he was crying, and he was not able to move from there, and that is how he was not able to help the people. He was very helping nature, but he was not able to help them. So he asked the statue, the happy prince asked the swallow for a favor. He told the swallow that far in the corner of the city there was a woman who was stitching a gown for maid of honor for court ball. While she was busy stitching the gown, at the same time her little child was suffering from fever. They had nothing to eat or nothing to survive on, and they had no money to purchase the medicines. So he told the swallow that take the ruby from the hilt of the sword and give to the seamstress. The swallow did so, and thus the seamstress became very happy and they could purchase the things from that ruby only, And after this deed, the happy prince became pleased, but the swallow who was going to Egypt said that the next day he would move toward the Egypt. So next day arrived, and the swallow asked the permission of the prince, but the prince said for one more night could he wait with him. Anyhow, the swallow agreed to stay there. Again, the happy prince said that far in the city he could see a playwright who was writing a play for the director. He wanted it tomorrow morning. So he was doing very hard work, but due to extreme cold, he was not able to write. In his garret, that is called a small room, he slept burying his head on the desk. So the happy prince called the swallow to take the sapphire from his eyes and give that to the playwright. He did so, and the playwright became very happy. He purchased some woods to have fire and to feel the warmth, and that is how the happy prince again became pleased. The swallow requested to go again, but anyhow he persuaded the swallow to stay with him, and in the next term he asked the swallow to give another sapphire which was there in his eyes, to give a match girl who had lost all her matches in the gutter, and if she would not go carrying money with her, her father would scold her and beat her. So the swallow did the same, and the sapphire which he taken from his eye, he gave to the girl who was a match girl. Now the happy prince became completely blind, and the swallow was kind-hearted, so he said that he would stay forever with the happy prince, and he would tell the stories which he would see in the city. He flew over the city and told the news about happiness in the city and the sufferings outside the wall. The people who were poor and they were poverty stricken, they were hungry, and their faces were pale due to hunger. The happy prince said that leaf by leaf he could give the gold which was covered over his statue, and that leaf would be given to the people and children who were hungry. So the swallow did so, and leaf by leaf he picked and gave to the poor people, and that is how poor people became happy and they purchased bread for themselves. After that, it became freezing cold, and the swallow knew very well that he would not survive anymore. So he said to the happy prince that he would stay no longer with him. So the happy prince thought that he was going to Egypt, but he said that that he was not going to Egypt, but he was going to the home of God. The swallow asked the prince permission to kiss on his hand, but the prince said that he was very kind hearted, so he could kiss on his lips. The swallow kissed his lips and died and fell between the feet of the prince. The next morning, the mayor and the councillor of the city came and found that the happy prince statue was no longer the center of attraction and it became very dirty. So they thought that it would be melted and formed to another thing. Anyhow, the leaden heart was not be melted, and that is how they threw it at the place where the swallow was thrown. After that, God asked his messenger to take two things from the earth which were very precious and special. The angel came and found that the leaden heart and the dead body of swallow were the precious things, and he carried them to the heaven. The God said that obviously they were the precious things. The swallow would sing forever in the heaven, and the happy prince would always praise him. That is how the story ends, and the moral of the story is you always should be sympathetic to the poor people, and it is very good to be kind and to work always for the well-being of the human being.